We're joined by super agent Peter Schaffer, who joins this program. And Pete, we needed some expertise because we don't know exactly what took place after the game, but it led to Dre Greenlaw getting suspended, they said, for threatening a referee. And so I'm assuming he's going to appeal. What does the appeals process look like?
Good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
So what happens in an NFL in-season appeal, they're expedited. So the game Sunday, the FedEx, or we used to call them FedExes, would come on Monday, but now you get the email. You immediately appeal it, and you'll have the hearing today, Tuesday, so that both teams, the team, obviously the Broncos and then the Cowboys, know by the end of today if the player is going to participate. And so the hearing today will be a Zoom in front of one of three hearing officers. Derek Brooks is the predominant one, the former Tampa Bay linebacker, Hall of Famer. But my understanding it's going to be Chris Palmer, who's going to be the hearing officer, and he's the former, I think, head coach of the Browns maybe and the Jaguars or something like that.
Hey, turn Vic's mic on, Nelly. Go ahead, Vic.
Peter, is there any history of this? Anything to compare it to recently in the NFL? Has another player been suspended for going after a ref verbally?
If you remember, the great example was Bill Cowher, maybe 20, 25 years ago. Remember when he stuffed the picture of the
the Polaroid, yeah.
Right. He took the Polaroid showing that they were not offsides, right? And he stuffed it into the referee's breast pocket. And only Vic, I think, still wears a shirt with a breast pocket.
Pretty much.
With the pens and the calculators and that type of stuff, the slide rule. And they stuffed it in his pocket. And I don't think they even fined him, let alone suspended him. So then you'll have the hearing today. The NFL will, based upon their presentation of the evidence, determine how serious they are. So, I mean, if they have the referee testify, if they have Troy Vincent testify, if they show a prior case precedent like you're pointing out, then they'll show how serious they are. So the actual fine comes down from John Runyon. So Runyon, the former congressman and left tackle for the Eagles, he reviews all the tape on Monday morning, and he sends out the letters. But he doesn't participate in the hearing. So then you have to sit there and say, maybe have Greenlaw testify, a bunch of other people. This is not what I said. And then the question is, what did he say?
Yeah.
Does that come out in an appeals process? Will we know about that or not?
I don't know if we'll know about it, but for sure they'll know about it. I mean,
yeah.
If you've ever played pickup basketball with Lombardi brothers, I mean, how many times they tell you,
hey,
you call a foul and they're like, meet me in the parking lot.
Pretty much,
Peter, I've gone through this with these guys. They don't seem to understand. I know you represent players, so you're going to side with players. I don't think we should start this trend of going after referees after games. And I speak from a guilty standpoint. I've done it too many times in my life, and it's stupid and humiliated. And days later, you're like, what? Why did I do that? And you've been there before when I've done that. I don't think NFL players should go after referees, especially after you win a game. Shouldn't happen.
What's your definition of go after? Are they allowed to sit there and say, God, I question that call. I think that you didn't have your A game today, or meet me in the parking lot?
Moj, I'm sorry, Peter. Do you think Dre Greenlaw said, I really question that call, sir? Well, come on, Pete.
The question I had, Peter, was
I could assure you, Vic, that's what the testimony will be today.
I'm sure it will be.
The one question I had, though, Peter, was if Greenlaw, because I saw a video where Brad, is it Brad Allen? Is that his name? The lead ref? That he was in the middle of that scrum after the Broncos won, and it looked like he might have given Justin Sternad a little bit of a shove to get him out of the way so we could leave that, and maybe that's what Greenlaw took exception to. Does that change anything if he actually physically contacted a player?
Well, I don't know. Well, again, that just puts everything in the context as to maybe then what did Greenlaw say, right?
Yeah.
Get out of the way, Justin. Again, I truly believe that in this situation, as long as they present a case which shows that Greenlaw was just questioning some numerous calls and or maybe doing that and blocking for Sternad or trying to keep him out of trouble, and he does not have a history of infractions with the league, I think that it will wind up being a fine, not a suspension.
Well, yeah, but Peter, I don't think the league just wants to suspend guys for a game. They said that it was a threat. Now, I don't know what that entails, but it's more than just, hey, you're a silly dilly. I mean, it's more than that. It's for something this serious. It seems to me that he probably said something relatively serious. Now, can he get off on it? I don't know.
Wait, did Mose just say silly dilly?
Yeah. That's the cleanest thing I could think of in my head.
You little rascal, you're naughty.
Yeah, you little rascal, naughty, silly referee, silly.
Well, I think that's what it's going to come down to, right? Is at what point, and keep in mind, maybe was it a minute before or something, I think a coach went on the field and got into the same referee's face, too.
That's correct.
Yep.
And I think that he was probably very defensive at that point about being attacked, or not attacked, but, whatever. But, at some level, Vic, I'll take the player side against your, conservative management, pawn side that you take.
Yeah.
Yeah, you HR rep.
Okay.
Yeah. Vic, real quick. Peter.
No. Hold on a second.
At some point, when you wear stripes, assume you're going to get yelled at.
Great. Where was all this when me and my brothers got kicked out of the lawyer league, and you were standing right there? Why didn't you take our side?
It was just not defensible.
Oh, okay. Right. I got you. We were told never to come back and play again.
Yeah, they caught you with the weapon, Vic, on the scene. Hey, Peter, does the agent have any play in this at all? Is this all the NFLPA, and you just sort of sit on the sideline, or do you have any ability to get in there and lawyer up for your client?
Well, I lawyer up for all my clients. I don't, as much as I respect the NFL Players Association, they have a role to play, but I want to be an advocate, right? They have to do every hearing. So sometimes they're put in a position to take base cases that are not great. In my situation, if I've got a great case, I want to be the advocate. Now, not all agents are lawyers, and not all agents are litigators. I wouldn't use the word skilled, but I would say litigators. So I take the position that I'm going to be the lead counsel on these situations. If you remember, a couple of years ago, Randy Gregory got suspended, and I got it reduced to a fine.
Right.
Yeah, against in a game. So, we have I've got a ton of history on this, but that's what should happen. And you want to make sure that your ducks are in a row. Now, you don't have a lot of time to prepare. Sometimes you try to find an audio tape of it. You look for you scour the internet for reporters that might have been on the field with their cameras to see if you can grab some videotape and or audio tape, that type of stuff, and use that as evidence.
Are there professional lip readers on staff for anybody?
What if somebody's wearing a mic? You never know.
That's right. And sometimes what comes out, I think there was one case, and it wasn't my case, a couple of years ago, something like this came out. I forget what it was. And then that Thursday night on, Mic'd Up, they had it. But it was too late because the fine had already been imposed. But, all of a sudden on Thursday night, they have it.
Well, Peter, thanks. I should have talked to you years ago before I got removed from leagues, but now all of a sudden you're a pro player. Weren't back then, but appreciate your help.
Well, it's ironic that you're not just this management pawn.
Pete, you're the best. Thanks.